Well, here we go. We're going to look for the biggest things on Earth. We're going to look at the biggest living things on Earth. And there's a few of them. But those aren't the big ones. Those are babies, they say. Babies and teenagers. Alright, so it's a good morning for a hike. And there are no ranger hikes anymore. They just do them during the summer. And I'm here, what is today, 5th of October. A beautiful day, but no ranger hikes. So I have to figure it out all by myself as I walk through the Mariposa Grove of giant sequoia redwoods. Alright, I'll take some pictures of some big trees. More later.
How am I doing?
Okay, so I'm walking through a tree. I just walked through a tree. How about that? That was a tree. It's very interesting that on one side is just ponderosa pines and nothing else. Some cedars. And on the other side you get some sequoias. Redwoods, but still not like the redwoods of the coast where it's just a redwood forest. These are a few redwoods interspersed with a lot of ponderosa. Very different. Okay, we'll learn more later. So if it still retained its top, it would be the largest living thing by volume on the planet Earth. And I got my picture taken with it. Not the tallest and not the widest, but by volume, the Sequoia giganteum. Giganteum, there I go. Will be the largest living thing on Earth. And this is the grizzly giant with branches that are 7 feet thick. That one on the left. That branch is 7 feet thick. Pretty cool stuff. Alright, more later. So we're now here at the museum of the Mariposa Grove in Yosemite National Park with the Sequoia giganteum, the giant Sequoia Sierra redwood trees. And just think, that tree right there that you're looking at was alive when they were building the Pantheon in ancient Greece. In fact, most of these larger ones up here in the upper section, they say, are 2,000 to 3,000 years old or more. The Pantheon in ancient Greece was being built when these trees were alive. That is pretty amazing stuff. And they certainly grow differently than the coastal redwoods. The coastal Redwoods grow up from the hormonal burls, and they sprout new trees, and these grow only from seed. Only from seed. And those, I mean, they don't look that big maybe in the camera, but those are a long way off. I wish there was a person there. You can see the size of the trail there next to it. Well, there's some people down there. So those are people looking like ants. And then there's a big old tree. There's some people behind it walking now. So that gives you a little idea. These are big. Largest living thing on Earth by volume. Bigger than a whale. Bigger than anything else living on Earth by volume. And they are big. Bigness around. Okay, well, pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. All right, go see if we can find some more big trees somewhere. Maybe it was, instead of being the Pantheon, maybe it was around when they were coming out of caves. Alright, more later. Alright, I found a giant tree. This might have been a Stone Age tree. And here comes the tram behind me. That'll give us some perspective. This will give us some perspective. So there's a tree. Come on, truck. And here comes a truck. Tram. And this tram could probably sit on the base of that tree. Go a little further. Anyway, I was about to go in the tree, but I'll let all these people take their pictures first. Alright, so there goes the tram at $27 per person. Anyway, so we're going to walk. This tree's still living, as you can see up there with green leaves. And we're going to go walk inside the tree, because the inside burned. This is called, by the way, the telescope tree with a missing E. Alright, here we go. Into the tree. Into the tree we go. And now we're inside the tree. And we look up to the outside because it burned all the way up in the middle. Because the only part of these trees that burns is the hardwood inside. The exterior doesn't burn. It's fireproof material. That's what makes redwood so unique. So anyway, that's up inside the telescope tree. And now we'll leave the tree. Oh, looks like somebody tried to cut it down at one time. Undercut. Tried to cut some of the tree down, but hey, the tree's still growing. Alright. So if we don't fall down and kill ourselves while we're backing up. That was inside the telescope tree. Alright, well, very good. More later. So if you're willing to walk up an elevation of 1,500 feet and a distance of about 3 miles, that's one way, then you get to Wawona Point and you get a view of the Wawona Valley and the Wawona Meadow. Maybe we'll do that in the morning before we leave. But here we are at Wawona Point. No sequoias here. Never have gotten an answer of why there's sequoias in such small pockets in such limited quantities. And groves, multitude of groves, they say. Don't know if the rest of them were forested or if there's some environmental reason that they only grow in certain specific grove areas. But it's predominantly red cedar, sugar pine, ponderosa pine, and some kind of fir tree. I learned a lot about trees, haven't I? Up here in my northern western adventures. Learned a lot about rocks while I was in rock country. So anyway, I had a long walk. Now I get to go back. And it's still 3 miles back, but at least it's down. Alright, very good. More later, I'm sure, from here on top of the world, looking down on creation. The only explanation I can find is, wow, pretty cool stuff. So we're looking at the wilderness area of the Sequoia National Monument and Park, and the going to go to Kings Canyon later today. But right now we're looking at the Sequoia Wilderness and Sequoia National Park, Forest and Monument. Alright. Really pretty cool stuff. The mountains don't come out real well, but they're down there. Hume Lake, we're gonna hike Hume Lake later on, and some pretty cool mountains there behind it. Alright, more later from Kings Canyon, Sequoia. So we are headed down into there somewhere. Down into the valley, Kings Canyon. I haven't found out yet why it's called Kings Canyon, but we're headed down into it. There's the road. Can you see the road down there? That's where we're fixing to be after a bit. And then go up the canyon, I imagine. Kings Canyon. Alright. Pretty cool stuff. Can you see my roadway that I'm fixing to go on? Alright, well that's the road I'm fixing to go on. It's right over there in those rocks. How about that? It's pretty cool, isn't it? And a lot of geology out here. All kinds of different kind of rocks. Alright, Kings Canyon. I guess this is Kings Canyon. I'm not to the end yet. More to come, I'm sure, but there's a road still right in the middle. Can you still see it? Can you still see the road with all those rocks? Alright, it's right in the middle toward the bottom. Later! This is the King River and some falls. The King River, and I guess it's coming out of the Kings Canyon. We're headed that way. It's right up in there. But then it's going to wash out because the sun's shining. There's the road I'm going on. Alright, very good. Here we go. So we have arrived. That's just the picture. Don't know if we'll be able to pause and read or not. And then that's the real thing. Kings Canyon. And a glacier carved out canyon with sides. They really want us to see it. They're going to have to cut down a few trees, I think. But that's the Glacier Canyon Kings Canyon. Alright, let's go take some more pictures of it. Okay, well that was the Kings River Canyon, and it certainly was a wonderland of unique geology. And it's sunset now, and Kings Canyon is down there somewhere. It kind of winds your way back up in there. I'm not sure what I think. It was a nice little canyon, nice, beautiful little meadow, nice hills and mountains around, as you can see just from the panorama here. Lots of little valleys if you really wanted to go discover something, I guess. But sure was a long drive. Hour and a half plus, 2 hours really, each way. And yeah, you know, once in a lifetime. So anyway, Kings Canyon. If I came again, I think well, I'll tell you what. If I was gonna do the tent camping thing, this is a place I would come go tent camping. Stay a few days. Because once you get in here and camp, and you really couldn't get a trailer or a camper or anything in here with the roads, but it'd be an alright place to do a little tent camping maybe, if I was ever so inclined to do so. So anyway, that's the end of Kings Canyon. Tomorrow, Sequoia National Park. See what it has to offer. Here's sunset in the Kings Canyon National Park. Well, it says this grove is 5 square miles, but I'm not sure you're going to be able to see 5 square miles because of pollution, I assume. I assume this is all pollution from LA and everywhere else, but I mean, it's almost like I was in fires again up in Canada and other places. But headed to Sequoia National Park today, and just nothing but, golly, it's just terrible. I mean, I would say it was fog, but it's 75 degrees, so it can't be fog. So it's got to be just pollution, and you can't hardly see but one hill in front of you. Alright, well, more later. Headed on to Sequoia. Alright, see you then. So tomorrow I'll be at Lake Cahuilla, where all this water goes from all these mountains and snowmelt. So hopefully you paused and read that. And down there somewhere in that pollution and haze and smoke and whatever I guess it could be is Lake Cahuilla, and that's where I'll be tomorrow. And come up that side of the the National Forest. Sequoia, that's where I am. Sequoia National Forest. Alright. Sure wish you could see. I think it'd be really cool if you could see. But anyway, that's the Kaweah River down there. This is the other side of the view from Mono Rock, which is this big granite rock that I'm climbing. And those are the jagged mountains of the High Sierra, ranging from 10 to 14,000 feet. I'm at about 7,000 feet now, and there is no highway that crosses the High Sierra. So you have to go around, have to go all the way down to Bakersfield, California, and go around the Sierras to come back up to Death Valley, which is where I'll be next week. Won't have any trees. It's our last shot of trees. Alright, anyway, that's the high side of the High Sierra. The other side was the valley side, and it's all very hazy. Okay, more later, almost at the top. Alright, this shot is going to be so straight down. Oh man, that is just so straight down, it's not even funny. Oh man, my knees are shaking. I just don't like to highlight this. But that is straight down off of Mono Rock onto the highway and down into the valley. And I'm about done with this because, oh man, this is not fun. Anyway, so that's straight down. Ooh, okay. Okay, back on the right side of the railing. Okay. I just want you to see the roads I go on to get your great pictures and the backwoods and the wilderness of the national parks and the national forest. And I'm going down this Forest Service road to get to my next hike. It's pretty fun and funny at the same time. Oh man, I'm going about 6 miles an hour on this dirt, gravel, old concrete road. It's not really a road. Well, I guess they call it Stump Meadow for a reason. I'm just now entering the area they call Stump Meadow, so there may be more to come, but look at all these stumps of 1,000-year-old trees that they cut down 100 years ago. That's kind of something here in Stump Meadow. Big stump right in front of us there. Alright, more later. I found some more big trees here in the Sequoia National Monument Park, Kings Canyon. It's hard to tell which park you're in sometimes because they're all kind of connected. But it's a big tree. There's the size of people. There's the size of a tree. Alright, I'm fixing to go under a tree. Are you ready? Fixing to go under a tree. I don't think I'm more than 8 feet tall. No, I made it. Yeah, I went through a tree. Right through the middle of a tree. Woohoo! Alright, so I have arrived, and you have arrived at the final climax of the Sequoia National Park. I have to pause and read that. We're at the General Sherman Tree. You and I are at the largest living thing on Earth. The largest living thing on Earth. By volume. Not the oldest, although it's supposed to be pretty old. The largest living thing on Earth. So here we are, here I am. See, here I am. I'm there. I'm at the tree. I got the sign. I did. So I know where I am. Alright, so that's the climax of the Sequoia National Park. The largest living thing on Earth. The General Sherman Sequoia giganteum. Redwood, Sierra Redwood. Alright. I'm going to take a selfie.